What's going on, Fire Team? Welcome back to Shift Fire, the exploration and appreciation of all things military culture. And you guys are tuned in to a game we like to play, Loadout.
Loadout, baby. That's right. Folks, we're going to be presented with a scenario. We don't know what the scenario is, but on the fly, Cameron and I are going to have to work together to come up with the perfect kit loadout.
Cam and Israel are hiking in the Swiss Alps when all of a sudden they come across a Swiss Special Forces base that has been caught in a massive avalanche. Oh no. They locate one of the survivors who is hanging onto life by a thread. The equipment lockers have all been blown open. The survivor, in his last words, says, "Crete de andare." Izzy and Cam look at each other and they nod. The goal, create an ideal loadout to survive and find survivors.
We're trying to survive in the cold, mountainous regions, but we're also trying to find other people who have also survived.
Sure, so there was an avalanche, it swept this base away, blew all the equipment lockers open, so we have access to equipment there. We also have to rescue people along the way.
Surviving in cold regions, you kind of have to layer up. It's all about layering, right?
Yeah.
So you got like an inner layer, a base layer, they say, and then you got like kind of a middle layer, and then an outer
There you
shell.
got shells.
Yeah, I'm thinking I've got, some good like synthetic fibers for the base layer, something that wicks moisture from my body, and then you got the middle layer, something like maybe a goose down, jacket, things like that.
People, especially civilians, hear the term mil-spec. They think this piece of equipment is used by the military, so it must be the bee's knees. Oftentimes, that is not true. I'm gonna pick civilian clothing because I'm a big Arc'teryx fan. Typically, you're gonna find way better clothing in the civilian market than you will find in the military side. Kit, what are you wearing for kit?
The options that we give ourselves are like some sort of plate carrier system or some sort of just chest rig. And I'm gonna go with the chest rig with this one because it's not necessarily a combat situation. It's more like survival or search and rescue at this point.
Yeah.
Now, Cameron, I talk about the Alice pack. I've talked about it before. Is there a modern incarnation of that same kind of idea, or do they call it something different now these days?
The newest system would be like the Molly system or the Pal system.
Okay.
So yeah, Molly's kind of where it's at now.
Yeah, I remember Molly system. That was kind of my thing when we were in there.
Yeah,
I just didn't know if they'd updated it since I left.
Yeah, no, Alice has been dead and gone for a long, long time. The only thing that survived is the Alice pack, and it's been like reborn to like the most amazing things. Because sometimes if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And we live in a world of innovation and technology, which is awesome. But sometimes some things that were made back then are 100 times better than anything that's made nowadays.
A good idea is a good idea. It's based on sound principles. You can still carry it forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So for kit, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna wear a chest rig, and we're hiking, so we want to be lightweight. I don't want to be weighed down with plates. We're not in a combat scenario. We're more of a search and rescue scenario now. What are you thinking about waist?
Just some sturdy belt. I've got the chest rig. We got the rucks. We can doff and don those quickly if we need to. So I just got to keep my pants up.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go with the Riggers belt. They are very sturdy. I've even seen people rappel using their Riggers belts.
Wow.
Actually, it's funny because we used to get issued these Arc'teryx belts in Ranger Regiment that were just regular Riggers belts, but they could have attachments to turn them into rappelling harnesses if you needed to. So ideally it would be that. But Riggers belt, just because I know we're in a mountain scenario, and if we're doing search and rescue, we're going to be doing a lot of rappelling and ascending. Like, we're going to do a lot of rope type of stuff. So I'm definitely going to want a belt that's going to allow me to rig myself into some sort of rappelling format or configuration, or just like to tie me down to you if we have to do like a pretty gnarly ascent. That way, if you go, I'm attached to you and I can like buckle down.
Yeah.
We're in a search and rescue. We're in the mountains. We just have an avalanche. Things are kind of unbalanced, if you will. I'm gonna wear a helmet.
You're gonna wear a helmet.
Safety first, man. Like, we're in mountains. Like I said, just had an avalanche. Things are out of place. Things aren't where they typically are. So any type of falling rocks around me or whatnot. No, I'm not talking like a ballistic helmet. More like a hiking helmet.
Yeah.
Or like a mountaineering helmet, if you will. So something that's super lightweight that I can still put a hood over to keep my ears warm. Safety first out there, just because I don't want a falling rock to, come hit me and take me out of the game when I'm trying to be saving people out here.
I like where your head's at, man. I'm gonna go with that too.
So for feet, I'm gonna want like a Gore-Tex mountaineering boot. Absolutely, gotta keep my feet warm as can be, but something with pretty good grip and tread on the bottom. When you go to Ranger Issue Facility, you get get mountain boots, Gore-Tex boots, cold weather boots. Like, they're just like, here's some boots, here's some boots, here's some boots, here's some boots. And you get to keep them all. So I have a lot of boots in my garage.
Good for you, man. The Garmont cold weather boots that we had in one of our first war wallets, I still have those, and they're pretty warm. Now, I'm probably gonna have to wear some nice wool socks
Something
underneath,
thick.
something thick underneath to keep that heat in.
Primary weapon. This is like our lucky day. That's just like the equipment locker on a special forces base opened up, and we're just like, yeah, I'll take that.
What are we gonna encounter in this scenario?
Yeah, most likely out there,
an
the only
avalanche?
thing that we're
like
gonna
mountain lions or something?
Yeah, probably like something for a predator. I'll just carry like a 357. There's big animals out there. I don't want something that's huge that I'm gonna be like two-handing all the time because we're gonna be climbing up these mountains.
Right.
But just something that's, you know, powerful enough. So yeah, I'd probably like a 357 or even like a 44 Magnum. I'm gonna go with 44 Magnum. If I was you, I would get, I mean, I'm doing a revolver, so I'm kind of limited here. Maybe something with a lot more rounds, like a 10mm Glock.
A 10 minute, that's a big round. Something like a Glock 20?
Definitely like a Glock 20, man.
I love Glock. I've shot them quite a few times. I'm very
Yeah, you
familiar
know,
with them.
you definitely know 'em.
Yeah, Glock 20, you got stopping power and you got more ammunition. So I
Absolutely.
like that. I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, easy primary. And it's funny, we still have to pick a secondary here. And our primaries are our pistols. But I got a good idea. I got a really good idea. For my secondary, I'm gonna choose an ice axe.
Right, it's multifunctional.
Multifunctional. You could f someone's day up with that thing. If you're mountaineering, you're gonna need an ice axe with you. Something to definitely help you get up that mountain, or to help rescue people with. Oh, I got to do a crevasse rescue course when I was in Ranger Regiment.
Nice.
And yeah, because I signed up to be a rope team leader for a Mount Rainier trip that got, it was not good weather conditioning. But I still got to go before to prep for it. They taught us how to like rescue people that fell into crevasses and stuff and do a lot of mountaineering type of stuff with ropes. And ice axe was like super important because you have, you know, the edge of the crevasse is still made of snow and ice. And if you have a rope coming off the edge of it going down, when you start pulling people up, that rope's gonna cut into
slice
it.
yeah.
It's gonna cut into it. So then when they get to the top, they're gonna be being pulled into the side of the into the mountain. You're trying to haul someone out, it's gonna break them in half.
Yeah.
So they did what's called padding the lip, where they took the ice axe and put it at the end and ran the rope over it, so the rope wouldn't cut into the snow. It would just run over the ice axe. So ice axe absolutely is secondary.
You know, that's a really great idea, but I'm wondering if I shouldn't go maybe a little bit away from that. Something to move snow with. I'm gonna go with a knee tool. It's foldable, it's compact, but then you fold it out and you can move snow with it.
That's a great idea, man.
People are buried in the snow, presumably, in this avalanche.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't want to be digging for them with an ice axe.
Yeah. All right, now the sheath. What is sheathed?
Sheath.
What are we sheathing?
I'll just have a classic fixed blade for cutting ropes and
Fixed blade?
just classic fixed blade.
Nice.
Everybody needs a knife.
Yeah. My Yarborough knife.
What accessories are you gonna
Accessories,
bring?
yes.
This might make or break it.
All right, we got 10 slots to utilize. This is something on our person, in our pockets, on our web gear.
Sunglasses.
You don't want to go snowblind out there?
No, man, especially in the Alps. Sunlight reflects off of the ground into the snow, into your face. You get sunburned really fast.
Man, that seems like an essential. I gotta go with that too, but I also gotta go with gloves.
Yeah, some
We
winter
don't want to
gloves.
lose our hands, get that frostbite.
Yeah, no. So gloves definitely. Not just any gloves, but like a mitten maybe. You know, something very warm, but something you can still manipulate stuff.
Right, keeps your hands warm and dry. It's got that outer layer.
Yep, absolutely. I'm gonna add balaclava.
For the full
Yeah.
head of gear.
Full face protection, good layer on top of the cheeks and the mouth. That way, you know, in the mountains it gets windy, so a lot of times you want something in front of your face to protect you from the wind. So I'm just thinking about the elements right now.
Yeah.
So we got sunglasses, glacier glasses specifically. Those things are bad. And then yeah, balaclava, absolutely keep my face protected from the wind. And a little bit of warmth too.
Yeah, I gotta hit that too. I mean, of what we have here, I still feel like the Lensatic compass is necessary. Either that or a sat phone, because are we gonna call in evac to come and get us once we find the survivors?
We're going to have to, man. So yeah, sat phone for me was gonna be my next pick.
Okay, I'll go with the compass, because if we have to walk out, I'd like to be able to find my direction.
Absolutely, good point, man. Great point. I think we're gonna be together all the time. There's not gonna be reasons for really like any radios on us. In the sat phone, this is civilian search and rescue. Some local search and rescue teams that can definitely airlift some people out of there. For me, I think the next thing is marking our location for that bird. So I am gonna go ahead, carry a smoke grenade, a star cluster flare, and a regular flare. For those of you that don't know what a star cluster is, we use them in the military a lot. If you imagine it's like, everyone thinks like a flare is just like a roadside flare, an emergency flare that's in your hand, or a star cluster. You bang it on a rock or something, and it shoots up into the air like a firework, and it slowly falls down and illuminates where you are.
Right, because
So, like,
we might have to get picked up at night, or even just during the daytime. Those things are pretty bright.
yeah, so yeah, you could definitely see from a bird where someone that shoots a star cluster is.
I got to get a headlamp. I'm imagining we're going to be here for a while. It might get dark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to have something for looking around at night.
I am going to also get a headlamp, and then for my final two, I'm going to carry a thermal optic. Thermal optics are great.
Nice.
It's almost cheating. If we're looking for people out there in the snow, it should point them out. And it also can be used at nighttime for, you know, if we need to navigate. Thermal optic, I think that'll be good for my accessories.
I got to get those thermal optics. I would love to get some more experience with these things, but I'm choosing that as well. I think I'm going to do the IFAC in this situation. You can never have enough medical equipment. My last two, I'm going to need some knee pads. I'm an old man.
Oh,
Got to protect my knees. We're crawling around. We're scraping. I'm a pretty
Sure.
clumsy guy. When I was in Iraq, I had to get the gloves with like the knuckle guards.
I didn't wear knee pads my entire time in Ranger School.
Oh man, I need those knee pads, man.
Dude,
I got
I-
sensitive knees.
Yeah, no, my knees are dead inside. So we got our accessories. I'm pretty confident with this. Let's move on to our ruck. Some of the equipment was damaged in the avalanche. There is only one fully functional ruck.
Oh, we're gonna die.
We're going to die.
So we only have one ruck for both of us. We have
Yeah.
50 slots total.
Plus, we have to think of like equipment that we're gonna need to get these people out.
We need to balance our own survival with the equipment that we would need to search and rescue.
Let's just work on the basics really quick, right? Because if we are not in the position, health-wise, to rescue these people, we're all gonna die. I think definitely gonna need more cold weather gear, top and bottom, so that'll take up 4 slots. We're gonna need some thicker layers when we're not moving, because I mean, if we're hiking along, like our body heat is, our layers are working in body heat, right? But the second we stop, we're gonna need to pull out a gnarly outer layer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
we're definitely still gonna need cold
Yeah,
gear.
we're gonna need it for both of us. So yeah, take up 4 more of those slots.
8
Ooh.
slot.
Oh, I'm getting nervous already.
It is.
Ooh.
Okay.
You were talking about going out, finding people. We've got on here rappelling equipment and rope. So rappelling equipment, I'm imagining it's maybe a rig, all the carabiners, things like
harnesses,
that, a good set.
Those are absolutely going to be a necessity. So we still have 26 slots left.
Okay. We gotta consider a medical pack, which is for treating people, and a medical litter if we gotta carry
Yeah,
it.
we're going to need a litter, and that's going to take up a lot of room.
That's another 10 spots.
It's another 10, but it's absolutely necessary. A litter, or also known in the military like a very used litter, is a skedco. So it's that thing that makes someone look like a burrito. It's foldable, and it has ropes that go over the top to secure people in, but allows you to drag them as well as pick them up and carry them. There's also other litters that look like stretchers, and those are like called talon litters. So say we come across one of these survivors and they're non-ambulatory, meaning they cannot walk with us. They're going to need to be put on some sort of litter or a stretcher. So that is, definitely going to be something we're going to need for search and rescue.
Gotta do it, man. If we're gonna add the medical pack, that's 6 slots right
That's
there.
6 slots.
Which would leave us,
That would leave us
10
10
slots
slots
left.
for food and water.
realistically, how long are we planning on being here? We're not trying to walk out. We've got communication with the outside world.
Yes, with our
Presumably, we're going to call in a medevac to get these people out of here. Now, we definitely need water. You can only go a couple days without water, but you can go a long time without food.
The good news is that we're in the Swiss Alps. You can use the snow as water.
All we got to do is melt it, right?
You just got to melt it, right? Yeah. And I'm assuming there's going to be, those mountain streams, you can drink straight from them. They are pretty pure because they're all runoff.
Should we get 2 canteens in there? Because
for both of us.
We're going to be moving around. We're going to be working and lifting people and digging in snow. We're going to be exerting ourselves.
Well, you have food rations enough for 3 days. 1 3-day food ration per person. That's 1.5 days for both of us.
Right.
That takes up 4 slots.
You know what I'm looking at, man?
What,
we got
man?
4 slots. Oh, we just don't. That's enough for 1 sleeping bag.
It is enough for
if there's no shame in your game, we just share that sleeping bag, you know? We're assuming we're out of there in about 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah. Hell, it's our scenario, too. We were hiking. We were hiking and we came across these, right?
Look, the Rangers have our route. They know where we're going to be. We got communication.
But we can get going right then and there for search and rescue and then sat phone and get some more help coming. The experts, if you will. So I don't really think, nighttime comes, I think we can just start humping out of there and then maybe go back the next day. Nighttime, it gets shitty. You know, these guys that are stuck in an avalanche, they might be hungry. What if we brought them extra food? Or like, what about heating blankets?
Oh, heating blankets. Those are pretty small.
They are very small. They would take up like 1 slot. Okay, now we got 3 slots left.
Do we want more than 1 heating blanket?
Maybe.
Let's put 2 on there, because we lost our first friend.
Yeah.
He gave us the information that we needed. His character served his purpose.
You want to bring like a small bottle of whiskey or something?
Is that to keep us warm at night?
Yeah, to keep us warm.
Some
Or to give
schnapps,
them to him
maybe?
and be like, hey, this will warm me up. Yeah, let's do it. Let's bring him some whiskey.
Some whiskey.
And 1 cigarette. You all have to. Yeah, do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it. Pack of
we
smokes.
got a pack of smokes.
Looking at this, Cameron, how do you feel about how we've done it? I feel like we were more on the side of focusing on rescue equipment rather than survival equipment, but how do you think we did?
I think we did well. In my mind, it's like we're not in that much of a survival scenario.
Right.
Just because we were hiking.
Right.
It's a natural disaster.
And we know where we're at.
We know exactly where we're at. Like, we have sat phone capability. It's easy to get more people in there. But I think what we're focusing on right now is just like doing what we can in the moment while we're waiting for them. And then once we hand it off to the experts, then we can head back.
Yeah.
But I feel like we got enough to keep ourselves warm. We got enough to rescue people with our rappelling equipment, our rope. We have our litter. We have a couple heating blankets. We got medical equipment. We got food, some heating blanket, and most importantly, whiskey and some packed smokes.
So it's actually kind of a good day, actually.
I think it's good. Actually, we go up to my accessories. Let's take the headlamp out because this has got a headlamp.
I got a headlamp.
And let's put a lighter.
Put a lighter in there.
Let's put a lighter in there.
Those people's lives are in good hands.
They are. You're welcome, Switzerland. You're welcome. The challenge really threw us through a loop there because if we're thinking about possibly like, was this a hiking trip like for a couple days that we were planning on doing it?
Right.
Which I'm okay with ending it early in the matter of, human perseverance of life.
Of course, yeah. We've got everything that we need just in a limited supply.
Sure. I think I'm pretty confident with this list. Do you have any other ideas of how you would tackle this scenario? Let us know in that comment section. But most importantly, we hope you guys had a great time on this video of Loadout. If you did, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, get down in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Share this video with your friends. And as always, Fire Team,
watch out for predators. Oh, that's a different show.
Oh, yeah. Bring a 10mm Glock. Well, bam! What's going on, Shift Fire fam? Welcome to Shift Fire, the explanation. I don't want to do it. I should say
the explanation.
Explanation.
Whoa.